Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions, and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D, in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
Welcome, televiewers, to another edition of Education Today, sponsored by the Mentors Foundation. We are going to be looking at the subject geography. And you know, geography is a very broad area, so we have mapped out a particular area to begin with. Subsequently, we shall treat the whole of geography. Today, we are going to look at map reading. We want to start with map reading. We're going to treat the whole of map reading and understand how to be able to work with any map that we come across with. But to begin, we must be able to understand what is a map. You must be able to define the map in order to work comfortably with the map. So we begin by the definition of a map. The definition of a map. What is a map? A map is the graphical representation of part of the earth or the whole earth on any surface, be it a back, be it a paper, be it the wall, whatsoever surface. I'll repeat again. A map is the graphical or cartographical representation of part of the earth or the whole earth on any surface, be it a flat surface, a wall, whatsoever surface. You have a map. The part of the earth or the whole earth on any surface. That is our definition of a map. But we're going to move on to understand what is map reading. That's what our focus of today, map reading. What is map reading? We have map reading and interpretation. The interpretation aspect of the map comes in when you're looking at map interpretation or map analysis. What then is map reading? We say map reading is the identification and description of features on a map and showing their relationship. That is the relationship that exists between the features found on the map. That is basically using symbols to be able to know which feature is which on a map. We're going to move on and look at map reading at the advanced level. Map reading at the advanced level is a little bit different from that of ordinary level. At the advanced level, we talk of map analysis. Here we take a step further. How do we define map analysis? We say it is map reading and interpretation that is showing the relationship that exists between the features on the map and going further to give a detailed classification and description of these features found in the map. That is map reading and map analysis. You must be able to make the difference clear. At the ordinary level, we deal with basic description and showing the relationship between them. But at the advanced level, we should be able to make a step further by doing interpretation, analysis, classification, and detailed relationship that exists between the features found on the map. We're going to move on to look at the various types of maps. I believe televiewers, you must have come across a host of different kinds of maps. You must have seen them, but you don't understand. We are going to look at the maps. What are the different kinds of map that you can come across? Remember that each map is drawn based on what you want to project. And the map is a collection of symbols. At times you look at the map, you might not understand what is on the map. But when you look at the key, we're going to look at elements of a map. When you look at the key of the map, you start getting an idea of what prevails in the map. But we're going to look at what are the types of map. The very first type of map we want to look at is topographic map. That's the most common map you come across with many lines, brown lines drawn on it. The brown lines are called contours, and we simply define contours as lines drawn on a map running from different directions, having the same height or linking areas of the same height. That is contours. Topographic map analysis simply shows relief of an area. The next type of map that we want to look at is geological map. Geological map shows the geological structure of an area, that is the soil type and the different layers found in an area. Therefore, we have the different soil layers, the different horizons, how they are separated from one another. We use the bedding planes and other elements to be able to distinguish the various rock types in an area. That is falls under geologic map analysis, which is mostly used in geology. We equally have climatological map analysis. Climatological map analysis focus on the nature of the climate in an area. It focuses on the climatic condition of an area. When you watch on CMTV when they are giving a report on weather focus, they use a climatological map to show you areas where rain will fall and those areas where rain will not occur. We are talking of climatological map analysis. It basically look at the climatic condition of an area. In this map type, we use isobars. Isobars are lines drawn on the map linking up areas of equal pressure. We equally go for to look at vegetational maps, that's showing vegetation in an area. We have atlas map, cadastral map. There are so many different types of maps under this area of map reading. But in the context of our studies today, we are going to focus on topographic map analysis. That is our focus of today. We are going to look at what gives quality to a map. Those are the elements on a map. What are the elements? Somebody will ask you, what are the qualities of a good map? A map must have good qualities. We want to look at the elements are the same like the qualities of a map. The first quality that we are going to have, or the first element of the map, is the title. In every map that you pick up, there must be a name of that area. The area must have a name. Every human being has a name, just like every map has a name. At times you might pick a map, you will not see a name written. But any major town within that area, any major settlement within that area, the name is usually given after that settlement. For example, the map of Bamenda, the map of Boya, the map of Southwest, and the rest. We have all of these map systems. Okay, the title is very important. All maps must have title, just like all human beings have names. Without the title, the map might be slightly useless because you will not know which area you are working on. That's the first quality. Every map must have a title. The second aspect, the second element we want to look at is the scale. The scale gives the difference, that transmission from what is on the paper and what prevails on the actual ground. The scale look at the calculation of the difference in terms of resolution, what prevails on the paper and what actually prevails on the ground. When you work with the scale, you should be able to know that 1 centimeter on the map represents this percentage or this kilometer on the ground. We are going to look at that in detail. The next element we want to look at is the key. What is the key? Without the key, the lock is useless, just like a map. Remember I said the map is made up of symbols. We do symbology when we're coming up with map reading or coming up with a map. You must be able to understand the symbols. If you do not understand the names of the symbols, then you cannot work with the map. The only thing that will make you to understand the symbols is the key. The key opens the map. Because when you see a feature in the map, you need to go to the key to look at the name of that particular feature. So a map without a key is useless, just like a lock. The next element we want to look at is the orientation. That is the cardinal point. When you pick every map, you will see a big N written on it, showing a particular direction. The cardinal point shows the north of the map, the northern position of that area, which is very important. My dear televiewers, those are the elements that make up a good map. I'll take them all over again. We have the title, we have the scale, we have the key, and we have the orientation. If you pick up a map without these qualities, it therefore implies the map is incomplete. So every complete map or every good map should have these 4 elements represented. I want to make you to understand before we begin detailing, we should be able to understand here that map reading has 2 sections. In map reading, we talk of basic skills. That is, you must be able to know how to work with a map comfortably. You must be able to draw maybe a cross section. You must be able to reduce a map. You must be able to enlarge a map. You must be able to locate, identify features within a map. Those are the basic qualities or the basic skills that you must know in map reading. The next area or the next basic skill which we need to do is that of interpretation and analysis. After mastering how to work comfortably with a map, you must be able to interpret the map and analyze the map. This is particular for advanced level. Advanced level students must be able to show interpretation and analysis within a map. For the ordinary level students, they just need basic skills. Basic skills guide them as well. For those of you that are just joining us, I'll take a recap of what we have done. We look at the definition of a map. We say the definition of a map. How do we define a map? A map simply can be defined as the representation or the graphical representation of part of the earth or the whole earth on a piece of paper or any surface. Then we are talking of a map. It might be a t-shirt, it might be a wall, it might be a piece of paper, whatsoever surface that part of the earth or the whole earth is drawn is known as a map. We look at map reading and map interpretation. Map reading, we basically said, map reading simply refers to the identification and description of features on a map, while map analysis make a step further to look at the relationship and in detail analyzing the various sections. We have looked at the different types of map, topographic maps, we have geological maps, climatological map, and other types of maps which prevail. We equally look at the elements of a map. There are 4 elements of a map. We have the key, the title, we have the scale, and the orientation. Basically, you must have the 2 sections of map reading, which is basic skills, interpretation, and analysis. Those are the key 2 areas we are going to be looking at in this our program. Dear televiewers, let's take a break. When we come back, we shall continue with this.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions, and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators.
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT.
In order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D, in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Pom that migrated from Babesi because their leader had been tricked to kill all the male birth of Pom. When he realized that, he committed suicide. And the Com people who saw it as an ill omen were forced to migrate and finally settle.
Welcome back, televiewers. After this short break, we want to look at locating places or features on the Earth surface. How do we locate places or features on the Earth surface? There are 3 ways to do this. The first method we use is grid reference. You must be able to master the grid reference to be able to give the 4 or the 6-figure grid reference of a particular spot on the Earth surface. The second method is using the cardinal point. You must be able to know the 16 sides of the cardinal point. As you move on in life, you shall get to know it's more than 16, but for the sake of clarity, in most cases, we limit it to 4. But in these our studies, in this our program, we'll limit it to 16 sites so as to give an in-depth point or location of an area. The next is using the bearings. We use the bearings to actually give the location of a place from another place. Let's go to grid reference. We want to look at grid reference. When you pick up a map, you shall see figures written as such. We have 22, 23, we have 23, 24, we may have 91, 92, 93. They are figures written on the sides of the map. To be able to understand the significance or the meaning of these features, we'll go back to look at the meaning of eastings and northings. I'll explain. Please look up. We have this direction, which is the west, and this is the east. We define eastings as lines with values increasing from west to east. Lines with values increasing from west to east. These are the lines, their values are increasing from west to east. My televiewers, if you are following carefully, you will know the meaning of northings. Northings here simply refer to lines with values increasing from south to north. These lines with values increasing from south to north are known as northings, while those from west to east are known as easting. These lines help us to understand how to locate places on the earth's surface. There is a simple principle. We have the eastings, and then we have northings. We say the principle is E and N, not the other way around, which means that we must be able to always use eastings before northings, not the other way around. When you use the other way around, it means it's wrong. You must be able to start with the northings and move to the eastings. That is our focus of today. Please follow up, pay attention. Okay, this is our map. We want to locate places using the 4-figure grid reference. We want to start with the 4-figure grid reference, which means that in each figure we'll have 2 eastings and 2 northings. I'll give a simple example. Let's look up. We have this feature. This is a trigonometric pillar. We want to start with this. In this trigonometric pillar, what will be the 4-figure grid reference? How can we locate it using the 4-figure grid reference? It is pretty simple. We take the easting to the west of the feature and the northings to the south of the feature. Why do we take these two? I'll explain. Pay attention. We are taking 23 and 92. Why? If you should take 24, it therefore means you are moving towards the east. Remember the definition of the eastings are lines which values increasing from west to east. If you take 24, it therefore means you have passed this feature already. The answer will be wrong. But in this case, if you take 23, it therefore means in your course of movement to the east, you will get in contact with this particular feature. That is why we are using the 23, not 24. So we have 23 and 92. It's the same principle that applies here. If you should take the northings to the north, that is 93, it therefore means you have already passed the feature. You will never get to this feature if you are moving upward. But in this situation, we take 92. So in the course of moving upward, we'll come in contact with this feature. So we have 23, 92. That is the right 4-figure grid reference of this particular feature. I'll take another example again. Please look up. We have this other feature. Let's say caravan side. This is our caravan side. Or a quarry. Let's say a quarry. If we are using this to be our quarry, we want to give the 4-figure grid reference of a quarry. How then do we give the 4-figure grid reference of a quarry? The same principle apply. We do not take the easting to the east, but we take that to the west, which means that we are going to use this. We have 22, and then we are not going to use the northings to the north. We are going to use the northings to the south, which means that we are going to have 91. So we have 22, 91. That is the 4-figure grid reference of this particular query. For more challenges and for more exercise, I'll put this other one on the board. The number is passing below the screen. For participation and answer, you can send it further. You can even go on Facebook. When you move on Facebook, the program is running live on Facebook. For those of you that are aware there are no TVs, you can connect to Facebook. You get the program live. Let's get this other example. We equally have a church. We have a church. This is our church. How do we give the 4-figure grid reference of our church? It is pretty simple. Please, televiewers, can you give your response? If you are following up the program, you will be able to understand. You'll be able to give us the 4-figure grid reference. It's pretty simple. Look at these features. They are increasing. We have 22, 23, 24, which means that this other line will be 25. It's the same thing here. We have 91, 92, 93, which means that this one will be 94. If you look down, this one will be 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. What then will be the value of this feature? The value of this feature will be 21. So we have 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So what's the four-figure reference of this particular feature? It is pretty simple. We have 21. What else? We have 90. That is the four-figure reference of the church. Please, you can send more response. We equally have this other feature. Let's assume we have a school. This is our school. Please send your response to the four-figure reference of our school. I'll take this again for those of you just joining us. These lines with values increasing from west to east are known as eastings, while those with values increasing from south to north are known as northing. We're using a simple principle: eastings and northing, not the other way around, because if you go the other way around, the answer will be wrong. So the principle remains. Please, my dear students, in most cases you will not see these figures written at the edges of the map. It will be written on the lines in the map. Do not say there are no figures to it. So you take a pretty careful look at it, you shall see the numbers written in the map on the lines. In other maps, you will not see the grid lines, these grid lines drawn, but the values will be at the edges. You can use your pencil or your ruler to connect if need be. That is the four-figure grid reference. We want to move on and look at the six-figure grid reference. In the six-figure grid reference, what prevails in the six-figure grid reference? The six-figure grid reference is not different from the four-figure grid reference. It is a continuation of the four-figure grid reference. My dear students, I'm going to explain something here for you to just understand. To move from 23 to 24, there are a host of numbers between these. We have 23.1, 23.2, 23.3, 23.4, 23.5, right up to 24. We are going to apply that when we are going to six-figure grade reference. So stay put. If somebody should meet you and ask you to count from 0 to 1, do not say it's too short, because there are values within it. There are values within it. So we have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. That's the same thing we're going to be using here for this six-figure grade reference, adding to the four-figure grade reference. Please pay attention. Okay, we want to give the six-figure grade reference of this trigonometric pillar. What is the six-figure grade reference of the trigonometric pillar? It is pretty easier. Just look at the technique. I have my 23, which is my easting. Remember, E first before N. I have my 23. I'm going to break this line. From this line, I'm going to break it to 24. It therefore means that I have 23. This is a 23. I have 23.1, 23.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then the 10 will fall on 24. Are we okay? We want to equally break that off the northings. We are going to break it this way. This is our 92. We are going to break it in this line. 92.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and 93. That is how we are going to break it. Now, we have got to look for the six-figure reference. Remember that we had our 23. This was our 23. We are going to count the exact point on which that feature falls directly. We have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. This is our 0.5, so we have 5. And then we are going to look at the northings. Our northings is 92, so we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we okay? So we are going to have 5. Remember, you don't put any point there. You write it as a complete number. That's 3 digits. So we have 23, 5, and 92.5. That is the 6-figure grade. If you count, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gives us a 6-figure grade reference. My dear students, I know you are a little bit worried. I want to clear it out. You ask, this is a nodding line. Why did we use this for easting? Remember, we said that this aligns with values increasing from west to east. We are using this because when we count from 1, 2, 3, the values are increasing from west to east. Are we okay? The values are increasing from west to east. And we are using this section. Why? Because the values are increasing from south to north. We are using this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The values are increasing to the north. So in this our grid square, we have our easting and we have our northings. Are we okay? Don't get confused. When you want to look at it in line of latitude and longitude, you get confused. Because in most cases, we'll have the y, x, the z axis, giving us the 3D. Those are complicated issues involved. But I want you to just look at the light of eastings and northings. Do not relate it to longitude and latitude, because when you relate it to that, you might get mixed up further. So let's leave it at this. I'll take another example again, how we can get a 6-figure grade reference. This is our feature. We have a query. We want to locate that query. How then do we locate the query? It is pretty easier to locate the query using our 6-figure grade reference. The first thing we do is we start with the easting first. We have 22, and we're going to break it down. My board is not graduated into line, so it's not perfect. So on your graph paper that you're using, you should be perfect. Are we okay? So we're going to break it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are going to have our 5 here. We have this other one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have this falling at 6. So we're going to have 93, 6. That will give us our 6-figure grade reference. To be able to move from 6-figure grade reference to 4-figure grade reference is pretty simple. Don't get mixed up. For advanced level students, please look up. In the exam, when you are working with the map, maybe in anything you're doing, they will give you a road and they will locate the point where you are to begin with, or calculating that road from, or analyzing that road from. They will give you that direction in terms of longitude, in terms of the eastings and northing. That's the 4-figure grade reference and the 6-figure grade reference, which means that you must be able to understand this notion of the 4-figure grade reference and the 6-figure grade reference to be able to demarcate the road you are to measure. If you do not understand this, it therefore means you will not know where to start measuring the road and where to end. You must understand that before you work on the map. So this exercise is pretty important. So look up. We are taking this. We want to move from 6-figure grade reference to 4-figure grade reference, which make the work easier for you to locate the particular grid square you're working with, or the demarcation of the area you're working with. It's pretty easier. Take your pencil, break the 6 digits to 3, 3 each. We have 3 and 3. Circle the first 2 of each group. It therefore means we're going to circle 22 and we're going to circle 93. Write them now as one number. That's 20, 22, 93. When you go now to your map, locate this particular grid square, you shall see that feature. Let's come to our map. We have 22. This is our 22. Right, the line 22 meets with 93. 22 and 93 meets here, so we have this grid square. We have located directly, we have seen the feature. When you are given this exercise in the map, a map work, you should be able to know the concept of the 4-figure grade reference very well. It will aid you to understand the 6-figure grade reference. I want to do this other exercise again, and this will be the last exercise. Please, if you have any question, the number is passing below the screen. You can text and we shall clarify your doubts. Equally, you can get us on Facebook. It's going on live on Facebook. You can get to Facebook, you get the program live on Facebook. Okay, we want to go to this other example again. We have this, our point here. This is a small lake. We want to locate that particular lake. We want to locate that lake. How then do we locate our lake? Please, televiewers, you are going to give me the 4-figure reference of this lake. We're going to take a break. Please do the exercise. When we come back from the break, you should be able to send your responses to the number below the screen. You should be able to give us the 4-figure reference of this lake and the 6-figure reference of this particular lake. Then we shall do correction and we shall move on to another element of map reading. Please focus on the work. Don't be distracted. When we come back from the break, we shall correct this particular area.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical, communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT, the University for Professionals.
Secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions, and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D, in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the...
Welcome, televiewers. I believe you have done the exercise and you'll be able to send your responses based on what you have got so far. Based on what we have looked at, the 4-figure reference and the 6-figure reference, we started without defining it, but you have understood the concept. I now want to define it so that it will aid your understanding. What is the 4-figure reference actually? I've been talking about 4-figure reference and 6-figure reference, and you have now actually got the definition. So I want to let's understand the definition. The 4-figure reference shows the grid square where a feature is found. It shows this grid square where this feature is found within the square. That is the 4-figure reference. While the 6-figure reference shows the exact position where a feature is found within a map. So the 6-figure reference shows the exact position where a feature is found within the map, while the 4-figure reference shows the grid square where a feature is found. Are we okay? That is the difference between the 4-figure reference and the 6-figure reference. Dear televiewers, there are other situations where you may have two other features in one square. Let's assume we have a church here in the same square, which means that in this situation, you are going to have the same 4-figure reference for those two features, which will be 23 and 93. But the 6-figure reference will not be the same. Why will it not be the same? Because they are found in different positions within this grid square. For the 4-figure reference, they are found within the square, which means that they will have the same 4-figure grid reference. We have 23 and 93. We have 23 and 93. We want to actually go into giving their 6-figure reference so that you understand what we mean by this. You understand what we mean by this. For the first figure, we assume this was our lake. We want to give the 6-figure reference. We are going to divide as we did for the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10. Showing here that this lake will have this feature. We're going to have 6, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have 5. This is the first 6-figure reference for the lake, and then we want to move to the church. How then do we get that of the church? We're still going to do our simple counting. If you count this, we'll have about 9. We'll have 9, and then here we have about 8. We have 8. So we have the first one, which is 23.6, 93.5, and then we have the next one, which is 23.9 and 93.8, showing that the two figures are found within the same grid square but at different positions. Meaning, if we are to separate these 3, and we circle the first two of each group, when we bring them down, we have 23.93. It will be the same for the two features. But now, what distinguishes the two features is the actual position where these features are found in the map. So you have these other figures showing you that these numbers are different. But if you bring it down to the 4-figure grid reference, it clearly shows that they are found within the same grid square. Then we'll conclude our definition by saying that the 4-figure grid reference shows the grid square where the feature is found, while the 6-figure grid reference shows the exact position where a feature is found within a grid square. Televiewers, you can get us on our Facebook page, the Mentors Foundation, as well as follow us live still on Facebook on CMTV page. And for contributions, our numbers are passing below the screen. You can text, we'll get your response. We want to dive into another area, how we can locate features on the map. We want to look at our cardinal point. How do we use the cardinal point to locate features on the map? The cardinal point simply refers to an arrow or a block arrow, group of arrows showing direction. Let's look at our cardinal points. The cardinal point is pretty easier if only you will concentrate, you get what we are talking about. I'm going to draw a cardinal point having 16 different sides. It's going to be easy. We have our lines, we have it as such. We have the north, the south, the east, and the west. That's our cardinal point. That's the 4 sides of the cardinal point that we already know, and it's the most common that we always come across. Okay, we want to break it down now to other areas to make it much more easier to use to look at particular location on the map. We're going to break it in this fashion. We take a line, we take the first one up, the second one comes down. Are we okay? Please focus. We take the next one up and we take the other one down. This is pretty easier. How then do we give the values to these lines? It's simple. We take this plus this. Please look up. This plus this will give you this. So we have N, E. That is the north, the east, the west. North plus east will give us northeast. Are we okay? And then we have this other side. We have south plus east will give us southeast. So we have southeast. We equally have this other direction. What then is this direction? Televiewers, you can send us your response on our numbers is passing below the screen, or you can post on our Facebook page, the Mentors, our Facebook page, the Mentors Foundation, or the CMTV page. Okay, we're going to get this side. Is this plus this? So we're going to have southwest. We have this plus this will give us northwest. These are the areas for this. Simple. If you have not got it, I'll explain again how we do it. You know, as we're moving ahead, it's getting a little bit complicated. But when you understand the basics at this level, it does not get complicated. I'll repeat. We have our north. We say north plus east will give us northeast. We have the same thing here. We have south plus east will give us southeast. We have this other direction. We have south plus west will give us southwest. And then we have this other direction. We have north plus west will give us northwest. Are we okay? Please, you shall give me the values or the response to these other areas. We have it as such. You shall provide your answers to these directions to show that you are following up actually. You realize the numbers are increasing, which means that if you have not understood the first part, you might not understand the second. But just try. We shall come back and do a correction. You can send your response to the number below the screen. Let's take a break so that you can get this done. And then when we come back from the break, we shall do the correction.
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions, and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects. Chief examiner.
Welcome back, televiewers. I hope you have got your response to the various areas. We're just going to do a correction. None of you have sent a response. We're just going to do a correction. Look at what you have on your paper, and if it's what corresponds to what we are doing. We have this other direction. In this direction, what then will be the value of this direction? Look at the work carefully. We have north plus northeast, which will give us the northern section. That's the north of northeast. Are we okay? The north of northeast. When we come to this direction, we shall use the east. We shall not use the north. So we have the east of northeast, which will give us this one. So we have the east of northeast. It is the eastern section of the northeast. Are we okay? We have this other section. Yeah, how then do we get this one? Remember, we are still close to the east, so we shall use the east of southeast. At this other part, we are closer to the south, so we shall use the south. So we have south of southeast. The same thing prevails on these other sections. Since we are close to the south, we use the south of southwest, and since we are close to the west, we use the west of southwest. Look at this one. This one is close to this one, so we are going to use the west of northwest, and here we are going to use the north of northwest. This gives us 16 sides. Please look up and do the correction on what you have. It gives us the 16 sides. Now, we want to come out with a basic map. We just want to do something or impose on this. We have our map. This is our map. Assuming we have been given this is our map, we want to use the cardinal point to now locate areas on the map. Remember that if a feature cuts across more than 2 grid square, you cannot locate that feature using the grid square. You must use the cardinal point to be able to give the actual location of that particular features. Remember that the 6-figure reference is more precise than any other tool except that of the bearings. The 6-figure reference and the bearings give the actual location of that particular features. But when we're using the 4-figure reference, it shows the square. The cardinal point shows the section where that particular feature is found, but does not give the actual position of the feature. So we have this. If we have a forest of this area, a forest reserve, take a look at it. This is our forest reserve. This forest reserve cuts across several grids. It cuts across this, it cuts across this. How then do you locate your forest? You will say that your forest is found in the northeastern section of our map. The forest is located in the northeastern section of the map. That is your location. You have located that particular feature. Advanced level students, you must be able to emphasize on your location. Any feature that you want to work on, you must be able to first of all give where it is found on the map. That is either the 4-figure reference, the 6-figure reference location of that particular feature, or the cardinal point location of that feature, or the bearings of that feature from another town. Very important. Another example, we might have a feature in the map which is on this other section. It cuts across several areas here. Let's assume this is our rice field. We have a rice field here. You are working on agriculture. You want to comment on agriculture on your map. How then do you locate a rice field? It is found in this other section. We have the western part of northwest. It is found in the western section of the northwest. That is how we use the cardinal point to be able to locate particular sections on the map where features are found. If the feature is found in the center of the map, it's simple, you just say it's found in the center of the map. If it's found in the north, if it's found in the north, you say it's found in the north. If it's in the south, you say it's found in the south. What if then it covers the whole of this area? Let's assume this is Mount Cameroon. It covers the whole of this area. You will say Mount Cameroon is found on the southeastern section. It covers the southeastern section of the map. Are we okay? That is the basic. How we use the cardinal point to actually give location. When we come to commentary, we will throw more light on this in subsequent editions of the program, where we'll be looking at how to comment on particular features. We shall use the cardinal point to be able to give the particular areas or the sections of the map where the feature is found. So we are going to look at this in detail. When we come back from the break, we shall take an introduction on how we have the bearings is being done using the bearings to locate places on the map. When we come back from the break, don't go anywhere, stay put. Shortly we'll be back.
The University for Professionals.
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT, the University for Professionals.
Welcome back, televiewers. I want to just, for those of you just joining us, I want to explain what happens here. We have our cardinal point, has 16 sections. The first section is the north. We have the north. We have the north plus the east will give us the northeast. Are we okay? And then here we have the south. We have the south plus the southeast. The south plus the east give us southeast. And then we have the south plus the west give us southwest, and then the north plus the west give us northwest. When we further break this down, we have the northern section of the northeastern part of the map, which will give us the northeast. Are we okay? That's the northern section of the northeast. We equally have this other section. We have the east of northeast, which is the east plus northeast will give us north of northeast. We have the southeast. We'll have the east of the southeast. That's the southern part of the southeast. Just like this other section, we have the southern part of the southeast. Are we okay? And then we come to this other side. We have the this section of southwest. And then we have southwest. We have the western section of southwest. And then we have the western section of northwest. We have northwest. And then we have the northern section of northwest. We want to make a step further to look at the bearings. How do we do it when we come to bearings? Bearings, we have a circle. When you pick up a mark set, in a mark set you have what we call the protractor. The protractor actually is a ruler. Let me say a ruler within the mark set. It has this shape. It is graduated as such. You have values written on it. That's from 0, this is 90 degrees, and this is 180 degrees. You have this. This is a protractor. When you pick up your mark set, you have this. When you place this on this side and on this side, it gives you a complete circle, which is 360 degrees. Are we okay? We now want to look at how we can locate places on a map using the bearings. It is pretty easier. When you have your cardinal point, you should be able to actually know the direction from one town to another. And how are we going to do it in this situation? We are going to use simple principles. Are we okay? We have Boya, and then we have here is Tico. We have our Tico here. We want to locate the direction of Boya from Tico using the bearings. Are we okay? Please, for those of you that don't have your protractor, go and look for the protractor while we come back and we conclude on this particular issue. While we take a short break, please get your protractors ready so we'll be able to use them to get the value.
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical, communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT.
Legislators in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D, in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.
The case of Tom that migrated from Badesi because
Welcome, televiewers. I presume your your protractors are ready. When you take Tico, this is Tico, this is Boya. You want to get the direction of Boya from Tico. It is simple. We put our cardinal point on Tico, we draw our cardinal point on Tico, and then connect Boya and Tico using a straight line. When you connect Boya and Tico using a straight line, you'll be able to actually get the direction. Remember, we are just from looking at the cardinal point. You actually get this direction. What did we say was this direction? This direction was the northeastern section. So the direction is found, Boya is found in the northeastern section. This is an assumption. Boya is found in the northeastern section of Tico. What is the bearings position? This northern position is 0. When you place your protractor here, you have 0. This is 90 degrees. And here will be 180 degrees. Are we okay? In this situation, this is our section that we're working on. This section is 90 degrees. When you divide this, it will give you 45 degrees. Are we okay? So that is the answer. This is the bearing coordinates, and this is the actual position of Boya from Tico. You can do that for as many times as possible. We can reverse it. We work on Boya from Boya to Tico. You automatically see where Tico is from Boya, and then you can get the bearing position. If this is 180, remember this our 180 now is below. It therefore means this section is 90. If we divide it, you can do the maths. Are we okay? This is the section. Dear televiewers, this is the first slot of Education Today, looking at geography and map reading, to be precise. In the subsequent editions, we shall look at other interesting lectures when it comes to our map reading. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at how to reduce a map and how to enlarge a map. We keep on saying you can follow us on Facebook, our Facebook page, Mentors Foundation, or CMTV page. You can easily get in contact with us in the number that is passing below the screen. Remember, this is Education Today. We are out to educate the population. Please, we want to congratulate you for your time well spent with us. Tell your fellow friends, tell those who are interested in geography that they should come join you every Friday 5 p.m. live on CMTV. You can give your contribution, you can take part in the program. Thank you very much. See you in subsequent editions.
Audio Jungle.
You desire to obtain an HND, HPD, and BTech quality professional training in marketing, banking and finance, insurance, management, electrical, communications, and electronic engineering, among others? Go to the Higher Institute of Business Management and Technology, HIPMAT, at Checkpoint Boya. Register now. Spaces are limited. Contact 6754-02-368 or 677-886-820. Log on to www.hipmat.org. HIPMAT, the University for Professionals.
Education Today is a program that is geared towards empowering students of both the commercial and the grammar sector of our secondary schools institutions, a program that brings teachers of different caliber, dimensions and individual subject matters who have masteries of these subjects, chief examiners, invigilators, in order to empower youth on some key aspects in order to tackle public examinations. This is Education Today.
At any point in time where a term is U up in any of the premises and that term becomes D, in the conclusion, our answer becomes what? Invalid, and hence it has committed the fallacy of what? Illicit, either major or what? Minor.